Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn completable future. What is completable future? It is a framework which allows us to do asynchronous programming in Java. It executes a task in a separate thread rather than the main thread. So the main thread can execute multiple tasks in parallel. Alright, so to help us understand more, let's jump into the code. I have here an example. uh, I have created as a dummy service. This service actually will just uh, comprises of dummy methods. So its method, it has I put a delay like 50 millisec random milliseconds, right? For method 1 is 500 milliseconds, method 2 is uh, once 1000 1300 milliseconds, and for method 3 is around 300 milliseconds. So they have a delay. Okay, so in our example here, I will call these methods dummy methods, okay, using the service. Okay, so as you can see here, I have a main method here. In this main method, we have the main thread, and this main thread will execute this three methods, method 1, 2, and 3 in parallel using the completable future. All right, so this completable future, this is a implementation, this is a class, is an implementation of two interfaces, future and completion stage. Okay, so using this class, we will be able to execute these three methods. Okay, method 1, 2, and 3 in parallel. So okay, so the syntax for this, actually there's a lot of methods inside this completable future, but in our case we will use the supply async method to execute our methods. Okay, supply async. Then this supply async, if you want to process, basically this method will just execute the method, but then again, if we want to get the result, then we have to use this then accept. Okay, so we can catch the result and we can do whatever we want with the result. In our case, we will just display, we will just print out whatever the result is. Okay, so we expect each method will return some value, some dummy value. Then yeah, we will pass dummy parameter also with it. We will pass a dummy parameter to each method. Then dummy method will return dummy values. We don't care actually the values. What we want to demonstrate here is what we can do in a completable future using the the implementation. Okay, in this demo, I'll show two methods of a completable future, which is simple supply async and then accept. Okay, right. As I said, the supply async will help us execute our method or whatever task we have. Then the then accept help us catch the result and allow us to process whatever we want with the result. Okay, so it's the same for other methods. So we use another executable future. Okay, supply async then accept, supply async then accept. As you can see, the sequence is we first we call method 1. After calling the method 1, we display the result of method 1. Then we call method 2 and display the result of method 2. Same with method 3 and yeah. Okay, so in the end, after executing these 3 methods using completable future, we will join this because for its completable future, as mentioned earlier, it will be executed in a separate thread. Okay, so there will be a separate thread for this one, separate thread for this method 2 or completable future 2, and another thread for completable future 3. Okay, so in the end, we combine these 3 futures, these 3 completable future 1, 2, and 3. We combine here, as that's why we have here arrays as lists. We combine them, future 1, 2, and 3. We convert them into stream. Okay, then after converting to stream, we join them. Completable future does join method, right? So we combine this these 3 future objects, completable future objects, okay, using this completable join. All right, then after joining them means it will combine all the computable future and wait for them to complete before it okay, that's, I think we're at the wrong example. Okay, so this is the one I'm telling. Okay, so after as I said earlier, after combining the 3 completable future, we call the completable future join. This will join or combine all these completable future and wait for them to complete. All right, so once we execute this, of course we have to terminate the operation using this collector to list, but we don't need the it will basically it will return a list, right? But we don't care about the result of this. We just need to, because this is a stream, we need to execute a terminal, otherwise we cannot leave it just we cannot just call the map and terminate it. We need for us to be able to execute this, we need a terminal operation, which is either for each or collect. Okay, this is the terminal operation, so that this this line will be executed, completable future join. Okay, all right, so what we expect here, after we execute this method, we expect this will not, even though we call it sequentially like this, method 1, method 2, method 3, it doesn't mean it will be executed in sequence in order, right, like 1, 2, and 3, because they are running in a separate thread. It could it will run independently, so it could this one could run, well, I mean, it could finish independently because they are running in separate threads. Well, it means this could finish first before, even though this one execute first, doesn't mean it will finish first, right? Because they are running in separate thread. This this method could finish first, or whichever method can because they are independent to each other, they could finish independently, whichever task is or method is how you call this, basically it does not depend on the previous method or previous code, because they are running in a separate thread. So let's run it so you can see what I'm trying to explain. Okay, all right. So as you can see here, picture 1 executed, picture 2 executed, picture 3 executed. They are executed in order, right? But then again, as you may notice, even though picture 1 is executed first, result 3 or method 3 finish first. See this one, and then the second one finish is method 1, which is this one, right? And the last one is result 2, this one. As I said, they are running in a separate thread, so they run independently. So even though we execute it this way, in this order, method 1, method 2, method 3, this yan, method 1, method 2, even though we execute them in this order, it doesn't mean they will finish in that order also. And this is the evidence, right? Method 1 execute first, but here you see the result here, even it's execute first, it finish after the third method or method 3, right? I hope it's explains, because each method, as you can see here, each method, for example, method 1 will return result 1, method 2 will return result 2, method 3 will return result 3. So as we can see here, they execute in order, like method 1, method 2, method 3, right? As you can see here, for method 1, it's execute this line, right? Then execute this. Method 2 execute this line, picture. Method 3, it execute this line, future. Right, after executing all these 3 methods, as you can see, the result is not in order, right? First, we get the result for method 3, which is this one. You can see here. Second, we get the result for method 1, which is this one. As you can see here, this one, result 1. And the last, we get the result for method 2, which is this one. As you can see here, result 2, this one. All right. So I think that's I think you learn something about how to use how you call this, completable future. This is very important when you are learning multi-threading. Okay. Again, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you again next time.